It is so nice that being a festive season and compliment for the season for everybody that you are able to join. That shows that you are keen to learn or making a good resolutions to do it. So whenever the things comes on a new year for me, I always feel what is the new thing I can do it. I don't know. I will be happy to people chit chat or write it in a Q&A that what was a normal norm for all of you in a new year day. So what you do, maybe it's not New Year Day, maybe you can say in the first week of the January or end of the year, what normally you all do. So this is a thing which I always feel when I was small. I always remember, first of all, in the Infi and Wipro, we never had a leave on the first Jan, so we used to always go for work. When we were small, I remember my mom used to always have that thinking that you should do always good things, that your full year will be very good. And that's the way it keep coming in my mind, that she will say, okay, you study more, you make sure you go to the temple, you go and do something good deed for others. And that keep coming in my mind. And I still remember she'll say, okay, don't spend money more, because otherwise full year you will spend. And that reminds me quite a lot of saying that, okay, it's not, it's a year or a day. It is much more on our own overall thinking that what we like to do in a new year. This can be a fad, it can be a trend, it can be anything, saying that, okay, we do resolution. A lot of people do resolution, as I do a lot of mentoring, of course, including me. I have done last year resolution. Normally, I never do a resolution, but I will try to do a good deed on that day. But I thought, okay, I'll spend time on my health. Of course, I'm continuing the same, and this year also I'm trying to do the same. So I thought, okay, I'll try to reduce 10 kgs weight. So the reason was because still in that day, it's not that I was not aware that I'm fat, but that time onwards, I realized my knee started paining, and that's a good time for me to start thinking across. So I tried my best, I can say that, but of course, I still say that I not able to achieve what I'm supposed to do, and I hope this year I'll do. So I thought I will try to reduce 10 kgs weight, and I was able to successfully reduce 8 kgs weight. So still 2 is a deficit for me, which is again a good learning that whenever I go to social event or maybe going travel, it always add on whatever I reduce in a 1 month or 1.5 month, it would add on in 3 to 5 days. But yes, it's a better learning, and I'm still going to have two things very focus on this financial year or January onwards, that I should reduce 10 more kgs weight. So next year when I come, I'll try to update you what I have able to achieve or not. But yes, these are actually goal setting, or you can say the new year is actually making our mindset more than what we do throughout the year or not. That's the one thing which I have learned, and I have been following and I have been doing. That's a good positive mindset. You make it your own goals, and then you try to drive that goals. It is when I'm doing a coaching, I have always noticed there's a lot of thing is a person is coachable or not. And it's not that person is not coachable or not, because he has closed his mind. And today's my session, even though it's going to talk about how to achieve the new year financial freedom, taking care of your wealth, taking care of the goals, it applies not only in finance, it applies in your day-to-day life also. So the what it works for a finance, it works for you. So I always debate and relate everything to me with me first, and then I try to tell somebody, because if I'm able to do, how what I can learn and try to do the same thing. It can be specifically goals. So a lot of people come, and it's, so I keep teasing people that my all the reels keeps coming, how to reduce weight, what is a healthy food, what is this? It keeps coming because your mindset I have just going through, and that's where it keeps coming. The same things it comes for your financial health also. So financial health and your health. So it's always health is wealth, and without wealth you can't go. So I always feel we have to go is a two side of the coin, how we are trying to take care of both the health. It can be financial health and a physical health. Both required consistency, both required long-term goals, both required a mindset to go on a long term. So it's not that I have not gone through those fat diets or the dietitians, or I have gone to Jindal or whatever I have gone. It must have lost 3 kgs in a 1 month, but you put on weight if I don't continue the sustainable long-term discipline part of it. And the same thing I'm trying to tell in this session today, how goals, or we called a smart goal, specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic and timely, will help you in this. So today morning, coincidentally, somebody called me, and very close to our heart kind of it. He knows us for last 20-25 years, very good friend. And he told me, so I just asked him, he's been a customer also. I asked him why you chose us over so many people are there. So he's a CXO of one company. So he just wrote it and told me, Rachna, the reason is I wanted to be a marathon runner, not a sprint runner. And that's the only reason, because you made me to track and make sure the risk versus adjustment, not going very fancy thing, and making my goals achievable. So the same thing works for us and you, how to make sure that we are the marathon runner, we are the person who look long, because all of us on an average nowadays, longevity is becoming 80-85 years, unless some various small event happens. So I always tell people, I should be able to have that much money that if I live today, or if I live till 100 years, my lifestyle is being taken care of. And that is the one thing, that concept I derived for me, because so many times it keeps coming. One of the our person who was very young and fresher joined to us, and he came and he asked me, Madam, everybody says the money can't buy everything, then why we work for money? Then I said, that's a very valid point, but first we should have a money to say that statement. Because if I don't have a basic 2 meals and taking care of my needs, I don't think so I can say the basic thing, because all of us have required the basic needs. So the basic needs can be depends on, as I told you, lifestyle. So we should have that much to do, how to take care of it. So this is the first video I'm trying to say what we should make sure are smart goals to take care of this. I'll just hide this window. Please let me know if you are able to hear.
For building a house, it is essential to create a perfect blueprint for the same. Similarly, for building a wealth for you and your family requires you to build a financial blueprint, also known as financial plan. Here are the 5 steps of building successful financial plan. Planning for uncertainty. First step is to protect yourself from uncertainty by buying required insurance policies to ensure that any uncertainty do not eat up your savings. Build contingency corpus. Second step is to build contingency corpus up to 6 to 9 months of your monthly expenses. This will protect your long-term investments from the contingencies like loss of job or slowdown in business. Goals. Third step is to set financial goals and find out when and how much money would you require to achieve these financial goals. Create portfolio. Fourth step is to select right asset class and product to invest and to achieve your financial goals based on the time horizon and your risk appetite. Portfolio review. Fifth step is to review your portfolio periodically and do the necessary adjustments into it based on the remaining time period to achieve each goal. To create a financial plan and
So as it says that whatever financial goals you have, you at least plan in advance. And this is the basic example or anecdote I give to people is, I'm staying in a Bangalore, and I'm in a Bangalore South. So whenever I go anywhere, so coincidentally yesterday we were going to Mysore for one of the event. The first thing we always try to do, that find the destination exact and see the Google map, how much time it takes. And I still remember yesterday was a nice road. I don't know what maybe the reason, it was fully jammed, and it gave us the another route which may take it, because jam was showing 1 hour 30 minutes extra. We went little longer the route, but we were able to reach and save around 45 to 50 minutes. So same thing for a financial goals. We have to first, when we are going for 1 day work or 3 hours of travel, we try to do a destination check. What are the routes, which way to go? If it is an obstacle, go little longer, or it may reach maybe 10 minutes later. So why we are not doing, which is our own life goals, which are the things which we need to make sure to do it. So please try to make sure that financially goal of what are the major financial goals. Everybody have a different, but these are the generic. Most of the people have it. Child education, it's becoming a bigger than a child marriage nowadays, because child education, even in India and abroad, is too much. Like if for somebody is doing undergrad abroad, it may be 1.5 to 2 crore. Masters is around 1 crore. And even in India, if you're doing a graduation or skill based, it will be around 20 to 25 lakhs. And masters will be also around 20 lakhs. So it's a quite a good amount. And even though we take inflation of 7.5%, but I'm sure you must have seen the fees never goes as per this. Fees is increased year on year, maybe much more than 7.5%. So these are the one things, because all of us are social animal. We love our family, friends and all, and make sure that we all able to achieve the financial goals of our near and dear ones. So having the home is also a mindset which we feel that it is good to have one house at least to so-called have your own asset part of it. Retirement funds, very, very important. I think so last, I don't know, 1 year or 2 years, I have done the maximum retirement planning, what you call, I can say, analysis, then actually on the financial planning, or financial planning focus only on a retirement, because people are saying, Rachna, in Bangalore at least, there's a lot of traffic. I just want to quit the corporate fund, corporate life, take my full, whatever retirement fund they got, just take the full lump sum to you, and make sure that you are able to give me around 1 to 2 lakhs rupees per month, which is inflation linked, till longevity. Normally, people will do till 80 or 85. That is becoming a bigger things, because none of us are going to get a pension like our parents used to get it. Buying a car on an assets. Vacation is another thing which I felt the trend has changed quite a lot. I remember for us, the vacation is going to the grandma's or the relative's house or the wedding kind of it. Now vacation is becoming much broader, international, long vacations. On an average, now people are saying that I want 15 days or 20 days vacations in maybe Europe, or going to US and Australia, which may cost around 20 lakhs to 25 lakhs, which is a very, very big change I have seen in the last few years. Of course, a lot of youngsters are coming even within India, going in a biking from here to. Recently, in the Christmas time, I met somebody who has purchased around 28 lakhs of bike and going to go from Bangalore to Kashmir by biking, and he spent quite a lot on different kinds. So that's a different good things are happening. Societal change on a health wise, taking experiencing vacations quite a lot. So these are the financial goals people are been having quite a lot. The best part of financial goals, which I am feeling very happy most of the time, when lot of time a customer is coming and making a separate portfolio only for charity, which was never be there. Even in our sheet, we didn't have it. We used to say, okay, others, and you write it. Now we are trying to make it as a specific as this. Lot many people are saying that I wanted this portfolio only for a charity. It when I'm not there, this continues. Whatever returns comes, that should be given as a charity. I have few customers who have started saying that this portfolio is only for my maids or the servants or the drivers who they wanted to give. So it's a very nice feeling, and I can say you that things are changing in a different perspective and a very nice positive perspective. I have already spoken what are the financial goals. Whenever we do a financial planning, we come into the three buckets, which we called around risk management, contingency, and goal based. Most of the time, risk is talking about having a good health cover and good life cover. These are like a protection for you, and this is the one thing people have seen, and we have changed quite a lot. Previously, 5 to 10 lakhs of health cover was good enough. In COVID, we have realized that full family has suddenly got it affected, and then 5 lakhs was not enough. Good news is nowadays you have a top up of health covers, so you can take a 5 lakhs base or a 10 lakhs base and cover up to 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs kind of it. Please do that. It is good. Top ups are very cheap. I always believe that that's the one thing we should take without fail, even though you have a corporate, because when you are out of a corporate, that time you may be old, or most of the time lifestyle disease comes. It can be BP or sugar or thyroid or whatever it is, which is so common, and then we don't get the good health cover. Term cover, please, please take it. I have, this is the reason why I do the education sessions is because I am trying to say, even if I'm able to make one person happy and doing something, I feel fulfilled. Because whenever person comes to me on a solution, and I feel helpless and I feel very guilty. In last few COVID time and even recently, most of the time, I have seen people coming and telling that I have lost my spouse and I'm so young. I have a small kid. I don't have the job. Of course, that person was not working, even though very educated, and there is no portfolio, no life. And this is Rachna, I have only 30 or 50 lakhs, whatever I think so I have. How I can survive when I don't have anything? Is normally it's like within 2 years of very infant kids, so cannot go back. So it's a very tough for me. I always says that you should take care of term cover for 2 to 3 reasons. If you are the only one who is taking a earning member, so make sure in case even 0.0001% or whatever, if something eventually happens, you should have that term cover, that your normal whatever household income is required is taken care of that. I am not a person who believes it, okay, you do 10x of your income or 20x of the income. I always believe in a goal based. So you take care of that. Second thing is, another person I have very close to our place, which I know, and they have almost 2 CR, 1.78 or 1.9 odd home loan, and they didn't have the cover. And so many times I have seen the even the bank doesn't give the cover when they're giving a loan, and the wife is not working, and they're staying in that house and don't know how to pay the EMI, and that went on auctioning. So I don't know what to do. So sometimes I'll try my best. Okay, can we arrange some job for that person? But other than that, whatever is a debt cannot be taken care. So whenever you're doing term cover, please take care of, on an average, I say, okay, let us take 2 or 3 CR, we'll take care of everything. When you're young, it is cheaper than a car insurance. I can bet it. Lot of time, we all take a car or a vehicle insurance because if the police fellow caught us, we have to pay 5 or 10K. Because it is not mandatory by the government, we are priceless. We are not giving that much money to us. So please do. I request all of you, please do. If you don't have it, I can tell you, I drive I-10 or I-20, I don't know that also, but it's like I pay 8,000 rupees for my medical insurance, sorry, car insurance. And Anil, I think, so pay around 54,000 on Alcazar, which is around 30 lakhs. For 30 lakhs, we are paying 54,000, and we are prices, we are not even paying the 30,000 bucks. So please do take care. It is a peace of mind. It is, I can say, it is giving you the best of sleep ever in case of eventually. And then it comes to contingency plans. Sometimes we lost the job or we wanted to take a break. This is what it happens to me when I was young. When we got a kid, we wanted to take an extended maternity and we had a 2 EMI. Then what we should do? So sometimes those funds works very well. So please try to take care of a contingency plan. Contingency plans normally is 3 to 6 months of your we call a household earning or expenses. If you are spending around 50,000 or 1 lakh, that into 3 months or 6 months, you please put it across. Goal, I have just explained it. So what actually, so as I started with saying a mindset, it's the same thing, what exactly it requires. And I thank my dad, always I felt it. My dad was in army, and from young we were actually very well driven that time. Of course, we never liked it, being so disciplined or having a lot of boundaries, but I feel now that was the best part we have ever got it. For example, when I got the first salary, he told me that you should make sure that 20% of your salary should be always invested. And I've just finished this year 30 years of my working, and I don't think so even single month I have skipped that. I must have increased 20 to 30 or 40, but I have never gone below 20. And he told that time that why I'm saying percentage, not money, because when you're starting, you may be a very small amount. But when you grow, the percentage make difference, not absolute. Ki 20,000 I'm doing is good, but 20,000 on 2 lakhs or 20 lakhs, it's not so good. You have to do that amongst that. So set a goal. Very first things you can start in the starting new year. Set a goal for yourself. It can be health, it can be on your wealth, it can be on your society or a business or whatever work you do. But set a goal and drive towards this. Every day, small, do one small things on that goal basis. It will work. Manage risk. That's a very, very important. Another thing that same person told me in the morning, that I take it because you are taking care of the long term returns and risk. And I said, yes, we are one of those person that if the customer is not able to understand our expectation on the risk and returns, I always tell them there are many people outside us. You better go there and take care, because people just look 3 years, 5 years returns, and they will expect that. And I don't know, sometimes I have so many people come to me, Rachna, I don't want a risk, but I want a 15% returns. I don't know that time I should laugh or I cry, because there is nothing called, I always try to explain them, if they are saying there is nothing called no risk, if it is low risk, it is like your FD. So if you are looking as a low risk, don't expect anything more than 6 to 6.5%. And if somebody is talking about 6.5%, it is 100%. It is having risk, but it may not be telling it. Similarly, recently somebody came and told me that I got one AIF. It's called alternative investment plan fund, which is of course there we have a minimum once year, and it says that's not, it's a debt fund, it's giving me 12% return. And I said, wow, I never knew there is a debt fund can give you that much. So please give me. And when I read through, you will surprised to know that it's a depends on how people communicate, because it is actually hedging the portfolio, and which is the highest risk in that portfolio. So sometime try to understand if somebody is giving a concept. I always try to believe in a concept. Of course, people have a different way of looking at concept. I'm not saying I'm right or they are right, but you have to know the concept. If somebody is telling low risk, it goes normally as a bond, it's a government bond yield, or yield is like interest. What is that is the least risk. So now it is 5.8 or 6%. So 6% के आसपास, it's always is lower risk. If somebody is giving 7 or 8 or 10, it has to be maybe 5%, 7% or 10%, some risk is allocated. So try to understand risk and returns. Returns I normally look 5 years plus, because the market cycles are 8 years. So good to look at is around, of course, 8 years, but normally if you see anywhere, they will have 1, 3, 5, and 10 or inception. So I look at 5 or 10 in between the returns perspective. If you see the rolling returns, in the bull run, people, all this market, Sensex or Nifty must have gone to 14.5 to 15. And if you are saying the 10 years rolling in a bear market, you will get it around 12 to 12.5. And that's the only reason I always says the data says, not me says, equity should be always expected between 12 to 14% returns. Manage your debt, which I have 2 slides here to do it. When I'm mentoring, half of the problem, you will surprise to know the highest divorce in the US and India itself is taking care on the finances, mainly on debt and the loan side. And start now. That's another thing I have noticed. Most of us plan, including me, and I will say, okay, will do it from tomorrow. I'll try to do maybe yoga, or I'll try to do something, and then I'll say, okay, I'll try to do tomorrow, and the tomorrow never comes. So it is good to plan, which is a first step, but executing is very important, and executing regularly in a long term with a discipline is the best results come. So I'll just skip this part of it, and I'll say this. Discipline is the one which is my love. I think so. The best part of this quotation of Warren Buffett is successful investing takes time, discipline, and the patience. No matter how great the talent and effort, some things takes time. You can't have produce a baby in 1 month by getting a 9 woman pregnant. And this is the time I remember when I was in Infi and Wipro and I was in a pre-sales. We used to make a lot of proposals on TNM. It's time, money, and they call, or a fixed bid. And my boss will always say that, Rachna, don't make so many team member and then they will deliver, because you can't produce a baby if you have a 9 woman pregnant. So it's a takes his own 9 months. So same thing, discipline is a one thing which compounding effect. So I'm going to show you, and I keep telling people the same thing. It's for me, it's easier because it's an Excel or something, that yes, it's a compounding work so much. But I wanted to know how many of you have seen or done or known who has kept the SIPs or the equity more than 20 years. Most of the people, they start sometimes, and within 5 to 7 years or 10 years, they just exit. And that's the only reason I always says you should have the advisor, because advisor will make sure that this is not the right time, or you should must have taken care of the goals, and goals are being taken care of. And that is the best part. I can tell you from my side, I know what is good and not good, but I still have the health coach, because it always tells me that okay, you are on the right path or not. Tara, can you just take it?
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute. 35 lakhs in my head.
Hey there. This Independence Day, let's talk about a different kind of freedom. Your financial freedom. Ever dreamed of going on that perfect vacation? Or maybe you are picturing your dream home. How about giving your kids the best education or planning a great retirement? Well, guess what? All these dreams can come true. And we have the perfect way to help. It's called systematic investment planning. With SIP, you can turn travel daydreams into real adventures, build the home you've always wanted, secure a bright future for your kids, relax and enjoy your retirement, make your child's big day magical. So, why wait? Let's team up and make your financial freedom a reality.
So what is a saving mantra? Normally, I do and I tell, and sometimes I fail. I don't know. Is it my expectations are high or the new trends? And I feel I'm quite old by now, maybe, because my mom used to do it and she told me, and I also still write my expenses. So whenever I do the coaching, and first thing is how you save, then you will invest, and how you look for a long term. So I ask them how you are saving. So they will say the same thing what I'm showing now. I get the salary, I pay EMI and spend, and whatever left over, I will try to save. Then I said, no, you should save first 20% of your salary and then do spending. So I will ask them, okay, the one thing is first 1 month you write the expenses, and then we will see how to manage it. You will surprised to know that I've started with 7 people. Not even one single person was able to write an expense. And I can bet you, because I do it, our daughter also do nowadays, the you can save or invest by writing the expenses itself. Because writing an expense will give you a clarity where you're spending more or why. So I give my daughter's example. She write an expense, and she said after some time when she was in college, my highest expense is happening in a taxi. Then I said what I should do. So she said, no, I'll try to do taking care of share taxi. But still, she said, my expenses are very high. Then herself, she said, okay, let me start taking all the metros or the buses and go to the auto till those last mile place. And she said, Mama, I was able to spend less, at least 30%. So I'm saying that creativity, your thought, and everything come when you start realizing that this is the place we are spending more. And that's not the place we are supposed to spend more. So she said, I want to spend more money with my friends and going together or giving gift and all. So I'm saying you will know where you wanted to spend, and that expenditure will help you out where you can reduce. That's the best part of writing an expense note. So this is the things which what we would call of us love cricket, and we are analyzing.
In a multilingual country like India, cricket is a common language 1.3 billion people speak. But do you know, this most revered sport in India has many similarities with investments. Let us have a look. Can you imagine a team of only batsmen? Never, right? We need a perfect blend of batsmen, bowlers and fielders to win the match. Similarly, to succeed in the game of investment, diversification is the only winning strategy. Just like a balanced team, we need a balanced portfolio to give us better returns. We can't hit the boundary on every delivery. Singles are just as important as boundaries. Similarly, we should invest in debt and equity. Equity provides us high returns when the market is good, and debt provides us consistent returns when the market is tight. Interesting, isn't it? Based on time, there are 3 different formats of cricket, and we select players based on their track record for each format. Similarly, we have different investment horizons. Whether short or long term, we must select funds according to our goals only. Lastly, just like a captain is necessary to lead the team, similarly, we should have a professional to lead and guide us throughout the game to ensure the suitability of products we buy.
So this is what I always say is it's so easy and very simple, and easy, simple works. Only thing is we need to be consistent. So getting a 10 crore is also not so far. So nowadays, it's another thing I have felt it now. Crore has become like a what people talk in a lakhs. And people have started feeling, okay, I should have, anybody comes to me for retirement planning, I will say, Rachna, I should have at least 7 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore. And I always think, okay, my God, things has changed. Yes, inflation is big. People are realizing that inflation is may not be so big as people's lifestyle has changed quite a lot. I can tell you last few days I have been traveling like anything and seeing, and I was surprised to see I went to the place and people are ready to pay 50,000 rupees per day for staying. And I was thinking, my God, it is becoming more enough. Then I asked somebody, why you try to spend so much? And they says, no, it is an experience. So what we will do, so we don't know when we are old, we will able to spend or not. And that is the different lifestyle has been changing. So yes, you can achieve those. And I always believe when there is money, we should experience that. Experience itself is an investment. But I am not a person as such to take I always tell hedging based investment. So somebody I know, they have taken a loan and gone to the vacation. I am not those person who will say, okay, I should take a loan and then go for a vacation kind of. But yes, that's one thing which has been very good. I always believe that discipline will take you very far. I have done last 30 years. I'm sure you all can do it. But make sure, start with small. I always think maybe 2,000, 5,000 you can start. It's not going to change your lifestyle. Maybe 1 or 2 weekend you don't have to go out. And then you will see that how the compounding works overall. So these are the things because I felt in this new year, one more part, we have to see how to manage the debts. Debt is the another part where people are not able to do it. So I'll give you a few example, met few people in last few weeks. So I have one person who came and met me and he says, Rachna, I have 3 house and 3 EMI. When I asked him, why you have a 3 house? Are you staying or your parents are staying or what? No, I wanted to give for the rent. So I feel the rent will give my retirement planning. Then I said, what made you to think that? So they says, no, 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 that's what my parents has done. So I agree. There is nothing wrong in that era. That time, even the debt funds and FD used to give 12 to 14%. They're not bothered about having an equity. Second thing is for them is there is nothing called taxation at 30% or 33%. Nowadays, I think so. Every second day, I'm getting a reels on GST itself. Now, if I see GST plus my taxation, I may go at 50 or 55% also. So those things was not there when our parents were there. So if you see as a theoretically or I can do it with management perspective, I always says one house is good when you're staying, but second and third, you don't need to do it until unless you have money across instead of taking a loan. 1 crore house or let us say 1.5 crore house or flat is not giving you more than 30 or 35,000 rupees as a rent, which is again fully taxable. Even if I take a 70% of that money, your yield of 1.5 crore is not going more than 3%. So even if I put it 1.5 crore in my SB account also, must have given me the same amount of money as a regular income. And then too, it's a more flexible also. So the another concept I'm going to tell here is a liquidity concept. So many people I have met have 30, 50, 100 crores. But when I ask them, do you have 20 lakhs of liquidity? Nobody have it. They have it in real estate. They have it in a gold, which is jewelry. We do not want it to sell. PF, PPF, insurance. That's it. So the concept of another point is the liquidity is also a higher risk. So make sure whatever portfolio you have, 50% you should be liquid. Liquid means if I want, I can redeem within a or withdraw within a 2 to 3 days. That is one thing. So prepare that your own debt. Debt means here loans. You have a home loan, car loan, personal loan. I don't know, credit card, please. Let's have the next thing I'm going to tell. Make sure credit card you pay on time. Otherwise, don't use. A lot of people come and say that because I'm not happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, I do a shopping. And I said, please, that's the one time you don't do it anything. You go home and sleep. That's the best thing you can do. Please try to understand debt actually take a peace of mind. Prioritize your debt. Debt prioritization means which have the highest interest, you should repay them first, which get the tax benefit the last person. Plan and follow. So what of time I have said a lot of people get actually bonuses or quarterly payouts and other things, QPLC, APLC or incentives. Then you repay those because that principal goes off. Don't reduce the EMI. So your duration got less and that's the way you try to reduce your debt. But before taking a loan, you have to realize what is a lifestyle income cash flows. Don't take a I can say loan because you think that somebody. So I have many cases which sometimes I don't know, is it I am old, I am middle class, I am thinking is it wrong or what? Somebody told me that my neighbor has a 2 crore car, Rachna, I should buy. And I said, why you are buying a car of 2 crore in Bangalore? You will be 40 speed only, you will be doing, take it some 30, 40 lakhs car. So don't do the lifestyle as per your neighbor. Please do your lifestyle as per your cash flow and your goals. Most the people comes to us is my neighbor or my friend is doing this. I want you to do that. Good. You have a nice friends. It's good if they are able to do it. But if your cash flows is not allowing, please don't do it. Credit card usage is another thing. It's not a plastic money. It's your own money has to go. So please make sure that don't overuse those cards. Buy now and pay later is the another concept people do it. Okay, I will buy now and think I will pay later, or I will ask the money and do later. That concept you should not have it. I keep saying people, if you feel that you use a debit card, don't use a credit card at all. Try to have a debt-free life because it is a peace of mind. But some debts are okay. I always says that in case your if you have a home loan or something, not goes above 40% of your total income. It can be your spouse plus you or yours. Don't go above that. Please try to understand need versus want. That is a very, very important, which we do a exercise for the kids' value of money. But sometime you will surprise to know that we ourselves is also not uh, go ahead with that thing. So like if I went for office yesterday or day before, somebody says, okay, you uh, purchase new dress or maybe the taking out some gifts kind of a Christmas time. And I says, no, I have, of course, it's my own fundamental that I don't buy clothes. So I have always felt it across that I will always have 30 clothes. I will never go to 31. So if I buy it, I will just move one to give to somebody. So I'm saying you should be very clear what is your need and what is your want. I have so many friends because of Amazon sale, Rachna, this sale, that sale, I have purchased it, but I have not used now how to give it across. It's good, God is great, and we have money. But the same money you must have utilized somewhere else instead of wants. Please don't buy because of sale. This is another thing I have noticed. People buy a lot many things which they don't want. I mean, want is if you're not going to use consistently or you're not going to use within the 6 months, please don't do it because I have a friends whom I know because of wedding seasons. They're all dresses they have purchased on 20, 30K each. And I asked, how often you can wear? She said, no, I don't know because we can't repeat. And I was telling her, why the hell you spend 30,000 for a dress which you can't even wear second time? But they said, no, that's the way our culture is. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But yes, try not to have where you can't consistently use that thing or not using it. Try to increase income. It's not so easy for somebody, but of course, if you can do it a part time or a weekend and spouse working, it may work well. Otherwise, try to take whenever you're taking loan, whoever is working on that basis. Plan and budget is the one thing I can tell you will have a stress free and the peace of mind. To my definition of peace of mind is always is when I lie down on bed, I should be able to sleep within 5 minutes. And that means that your mind is clutter free. So no debt issues, no health issues, not this. So you are able to sleep. So everybody should know what is your peace of mind. It can be you have purchased a vacation, 5 days, you are very high and then 50 days you are on low. So you have to realize your own thing. What is my definition of peace of mind and how I can take it in the long term? Easiest method we call as a CEO method, cut the cost, earn more and optimize the spending. With this, I stop and I'll just ask you all to have the questions. So I'm just going for the, these are the summaries, but I will just go for the one video which will tell you the summary of whatever I have written.
Financial resolution. Kick off 2024 with a plan that makes your wallet smile. Here are 5 super friendly resolutions to boost your financial game. Resolution 1. Grab enough life insurance. It's like a superhero shield for your money. Protect the people you love and say hello to peace of mind. Resolution 2. Meet your emergency fund buddy. Save up enough for 3 to 6 months of expenses. It's like having a trusty sidekick for life's surprises. Resolution 3. Let's keep it mistake-free. Avoiding mistakes like not having financial goals and not tracking your expenses. Learn from your money adventures. Make smart moves and avoid those oops moments. Your wallet will thank you. Resolution 4. Get your health insurance. Keep yourself feeling awesome and use it to balance your money game. It's a win-win for your health and your wallet. Resolution 5. Embrace the joy of spending while cultivating the saving and investing mantra. Balance enjoying today with building a secure tomorrow, ensuring financial happiness and stability in your 2024 adventure. These resolutions are your money growing formula, not only for this year, but also for your whole life. Watch your cash grow, stay invested, and make this year a kickstart of your best financial adventure.